Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Shafiq, and as the first person that start this presentation, the topic that me and my group mates gonna present today is the topic 1, which is entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurial mindset. Okay? First of all, in this chapter, we're gonna learn about the nature of entrepreneurship. Generally, a good entrepreneur will look for a solid opportunities. What is this? Okay, for the example situation is whereby we want to produce a new product or service. Besides, we're gonna use a raw materials for us to produce a new product in a different way. Plus, we also can do an innovation in it. Okay? For the entrepreneurial action, okay? As the entrepreneur, of course, we need to create of a new product and service. Other than that, involve entry into a new market. For an example, we have our own product, so we want to involve in any new market with any different situation. Either the market that we gonna involve is a new market or it is existing market. For the entrepreneurial thinking, so in this aspect, we're gonna learn about the entrepreneur. For an example, what should we do? Okay, it is like the mental process of an individual in overcoming ignorance to determine whether a signal represents a chance for someone and consider whether the opportunities is appropriate to the individuals. Okay,
so this is how entrepreneurs think. So that entrepreneurs should think structurally, engage in bricolage, effectuate, cognitively adapt, and learn from failures. The first one is think structurally. There are two under think structurally, which is superficial and also structural similarities. So the first one is superficial similarities. It is the basic elements of the technology resemble the basic elements of the market. And on the other hand, which is structural similarities, it is underlying mechanisms of the technology resemble the underlying mechanisms of the market. Okay, so the next one is bricolage. According to Becker and Nelson 2005, it is applying combinations of the resources at hand to new problems and opportunities. And it also taking existing resources and tinkering and or reframing them so they can be used in a new ways. So the third one is effectuation. Effectuation is the logic of thinking discovered through scientific research used by expert entrepreneurs to build successful ventures. There are two processes, which is causal process and also effectuation process. Causal process, it starts with the desired outcome and it focuses on the means to generate that outcome. And as for effectuation process, it starts with what one has and selects among possible outcomes. Entrepreneurial mindset is their ability to rapidly sense, act, and mobilize even under uncertain conditions. So the third one is achieving cognitive adaptability. There are three under this one. The first one is comprehension questions. It increases entrepreneurs' understanding of the nature of the environment. The second one is connection task. It stimulates thinking about similarities and differences of current situation with situations previously faced and solved. And the third one is strategic task. It identifies strategies that are appropriate for solving the problem or pursuing the opportunity. There are one more under achieving cognitive adaptability, which is reflection task. It stimulates entrepreneurs to think about their understanding and feelings as they progress through the entrepreneurial process. Increasing cognitive ability, they helps in adapting a new situation for the entrepreneurs, being creative with the business and venture, communicating one's reasoning behind a particular response.
Hello, my name is Radebni Richard. I would like to present my part, which is entrepreneurial action and the intention to act entrepreneurially. Entrepreneurial actions. In this entrepreneurial action, it has two stages, which is attention stage and evaluation stage. For attention stage, it is radical uncertainty, ignorance. In evaluation stage, it is action-specific uncertainty. In both stage, it will have some resource from third-person opportunity. Next, the intention to act entrepreneurially. There are three, which is entrepreneurial intentions, entrepreneurial self-efficacy, and perceived desirability. For the first one, it is motivational factors that influence individuals to pursue entrepreneurial outcomes. This represents the individual and/or of a group of people's intentions to create a new business or idea. Such an intention is a conscious mental state that precedes the action and directs attention towards the goal of establishing a new business. Entrepreneurial intentions may be defined as a position to owning a business or becoming self-employed. Entrepreneurial intentions also considered as personal orientations which might lead to venture creations. Secondly, entrepreneurial self-efficacy, which is conviction that one can successfully pursue entrepreneurial outcomes. Self-efficacy refers to an individual's belief in his or her capacity to execute behaviors necessary to produce specific performance attainments. Self-efficacy reflects confidence in the ability to exert control over one's own motivation, behavior, and social environment. There are two types of self-efficacy, which is the first one is perceived self-efficacy. This is people's beliefs about their capabilities to produce effects. Secondly, self-regulation. Exercise of influence over one's own motivation, thought processes, emotional states, and patterns of behavior. Thirdly, perceived desirability. This is degree to which a potential entrepreneurial outcome is evaluated as favorable or unfavorable. Perceived desirability refers to the degree to which an individual has a favorable or unfavorable evaluation of the potential entrepreneurial outcomes. An entrepreneur is rarely able to start a new business without some form of formal education. Belief in desirability is twofold. On the one hand, there is the belief pertaining to the outcomes of creating one's own company and those pertaining to the social environment on the other. The notion of desirability is also interesting when we consider how well a person will bounce back following brutal failure because it is closely tied in with the recovery of one's self-esteem.
Now I will talk about the entrepreneur background and characteristic. The first one is education. Facilitates integration and accumulation of knowledge, thus providing a larger opportunity set. It casts a wider net for the discovery or generation of potential opportunities. Other than that, it assists entrepreneurs in adapting to new situations and does not necessarily determine whether the individual will create a new business. Based on age, its chronological age, which is between 22 and 45 years old. For work history, the past work experience of an individual is very important. What are the characteristics of entrepreneur. The first one is creativity. Creativity helps in coming up with new solutions for the problems at hand and allows one to think of solutions that are out of the box. It also gives an entrepreneur the ability to devise new products for similar markets to the ones he's currently playing in. Next characteristic is professionalism. Professionalism is a quality which all good entrepreneurs must possess. An entrepreneur's mannerism and behavior with their employees goes a long way in developing the culture of their organization. Besides, passion. Your work should be your passion. So when you work, you enjoy what you're doing and stay highly motivated. Passion acts as a driving force with which you are motivated to strive for better. Moreover, planning. Planning is a strategizing the whole game ahead of time. It basically sums up all the resources at hand and enables you to come up with a structure and a thought process for how to reach your goal. Lastly, risk-taking. A risk-taking ability is essential for an entrepreneur. Without the will to explore the unknown, one cannot discover something unique. And this uniqueness might make all the difference. Risk-taking involves a lot of things. Using unorthodox methods is also a risk. Investing in ideas nobody else believes in but you is a risk too.
Next is role model and support system. One of the most important factors influencing entrepreneurs in their career is role model. Role models can be parents, relatives, or successful entrepreneurs in the community. Role models can also serve in a supportive capacity as mentors during and after the new venture is launched. This support system is most crucial during the startup phase. It is important that an entrepreneur establish connection to support resources early in the venture formation process. Moral support network. It is important for the entrepreneur to establish a moral support network of family and friends. Most entrepreneurs indicate that their spouse are their biggest supporters. Friends can provide advice that is more honest than that received from others. Plus, encouragement, understanding, and assistance. Relatives can also be sources of moral support, particularly if they are also entrepreneurs. Secondly, professional support network. The entrepreneur also need advice and counsel, which can be obtained from members of a professional support network. It is good for every entrepreneur that he or she establish both a moral and professional support network to share problems with and gain overall support. Sustainable entrepreneurship is a business strategy focused on increasing value for society, the environment, and the company or business. It also can be defined as a type of business development practice that provides new opportunity for innovative corporate activity at the nexus of ecological and social issues. The type of business that include in the mission, vision, and value of the company, both social development and environmental protection. The emphasis on maintaining nature, life support, and community in pursuit of perceived change to create new product, processes, and service for gain, where gain is generally defined to include economy and non-economy benefits to individual.